Hey everybody, welcome back to Dead Man DZ's Kanji Study Sessions. We got 12 new vocabulary words from the JLPT N2 list today. As always, if we see a new vocabulary word with a new kanji in it, we're going to write down the kanji 10 times on stream while we say it out loud. If we see a new word but it's made of kanji we already know, we're just going to go over the meanings of each word, of each kanji, and how it comes together to make our new word. If you don't want to listen to me write these out and say them out loud, head on over to YouTube. And if you just want these word lists, head on over to Google Drive. First word of the day is tenshoku. Ten on the left side for heavenly or heaven, and shoku on the right side for work or vocation. So your tenshoku is your life work, your vocation, or your calling, as we would call it in English. Your tenshoku, what you were put here on earth to do. Your tenshoku is your calling. Tenshoku is someone's calling. Tenshoku. Tenshoku is someone's calling, their life work, their sacred task bestowed on them from heaven. Tenshoku is your life work or calling. Tenshoku. Tenshoku desu. Number 2 is a zatsu on. Zatsu on the left side for miscellaneous, and on the right side for noise or sound. A zatsu on is a miscellaneous noise, which is why it means interference, static. It can also mean gossip. It's just noise. It's just talk. But it can also just mean kind of noise or background noise specifically. That usually it's an interfering kind of thing. It has to do with like it's annoying. It's an annoying sound. It's not a good sound. Zatsu on. Zatsu is literally miscellaneous noise, interference, or static. Zatsu. In a metaphorical way, it's kind of also just noise or background gossip. Zatsu. Zatsu is background noise. Zatsu. Zatsu desu. Zatsu is background noise or interference. Number 3 is Kagiri. This is a noun for limit, bounds, or extent from our kanji, meaning pretty much the same thing, a limit or a bounds. It can also mean the end, as far as or as much as something something, if used in context, or can also mean one's final moments, one's kagiri. Kagiri are limits or bounds. Kagiri are limits or bounds. Kagiri. Kagiri are limits or bounds. Kagiri. Number 4 is mono sugoi. Mono on the left side meaning a thing, something, and sugoi, which means incredible or great. So mono sugoi is something great or incredible. It can also, on the other hand, meaning something frightful, terrible, or horrible. Kind of like the early meaning of awesome. Like it was this awesome power, meaning it was frightful or terrible, but it came to mean extreme or incredible. Mono sugoi is similar to that in that it can mean either good or bad. Mono sugoi is great and or terrible. Mono sugoi. Mono sugoi. Monosugoi. Number 5 is kashi dasu. This is our verb for lending out something, to loan or to let out, to hire a person. Kashi dasu is our transitive verb for lending something out. Kashi dasu. Kashi on the left side just means to lend, and dasu on the right side is almost an auxiliary verb just for, it's like instead of saying I'm lending you this, I'm lending out this to you. It's kind of a pretty similar to that kind of thing. To lend out. What's the difference between lending out something and lending something? Not really sure there is much of it, but they're two different words, same as in Japanese. Kashi dasu is to lend something out or lend someone out for hire. Number 6 is moru, from our kanji for swelling up, raising. Moru means to serve or to dish out, meaning it's raised up in the same way that something is swelling up, to pile up, to fill up, or to administer or subscribe to something. In any case, moru gives this feeling of kind of raising and or filling. Moru is to raise or fill an order or to dish out. Moru is to pile up, swell up, or to fill in order to prescribe. Moru. Moru desu. Is to serve or dish out, to pile up or fill up. Moru. Moru desu. Moru. Number 7 is ka-ko. Ka on the left side for under or underneath, and ko on the right side for falling and precipitation. Ka-ko is descent, fall, drop, or decline, from two words that pretty much both mean to descend. A decline, downturn, fall, or drop is a ka-ko. Ka-ko is a fall, downturn, decline, or descent. Kako. 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 Kako is a descent, downfall, or a decline. Kako. Next up, we have Tolki. K on the right side is kind of summing up, adding, kind of calculating almost to plot, plan, scheme, or measure as well. That was wrong. It's not calculating. Okay, so our first kanji in this is overall or a relationship. But let's call it relationship for this word. And K on the right side is a measuring out or scheme. Statistics is kind of a branch of mathematics, as you know, that studies the relationships between different variables. The rate at which something declines, rises, falls, or kind of the relationship that two variables do, as one raises, one falls, or as one falls, one raises. That kind of thing is statistics. So a relationship plan or schema is statistics. Tolki is a relationship plan or schema. Tolki. Tolki is a relationship schema or plan for statistics. Tolki. Tolki is a relationship scheme, plan, or measure. Tolki. Tolki is a statistic. Tolki. More statistics. Tolki. Number 9 is tatoeru, from our kanji tato, meaning an example, a custom, or a usage of something. Tatoeru is our verb transitive, meaning to compare, to liken to something, to use as a simile, or to use as a metaphor, meaning you're taking an example from some other thing. Tatoeru is to take as an example. Tatoeru, is to compare, liken, or to use simile or metaphor. Tatoeru is to compare, liken, or use a metaphor. Tatoeru. Tatoeru is to compare to, liken, or use simile or metaphor. Tatoeru. Number 10 is Kayasu. Kayasu comes from the kanji to return. This is the same one that you learn for ore kaerimasu. Watashi wa kaerimasu. Uchi e kaerimasu. I'm going back home. This is the same kanji, but kayasu is to send someone back home, specifically a person. This is not used for things. That's the other kanji for kayasu. Kayasu is to send someone home. Kayasu, or to send them back wherever they're going, not necessarily home. Kayasu is to send someone back somewhere. Kayasu. Kayasu desu. Is to return someone back to the place they belong. Kayasu. Number 11 is ka soku do. Ka on the left side for an addition or adding on to something. Soku in the middle for speed, so it's an addition of speed. And do on the right side is the degree or an occurrence of it. So the degree to which something has added speed is acceleration. Kasokudo is acceleration. Kasokudo is the degree to which something has added acceleration. Kasokudo. Kasokudo is the degree to which something has added acceleration. Kasokudo. Kasokudo. And finally, number 12 is an amimono. Ami on the left side, as we learned 2 days ago, means knitting or kind of or can also be repair, or no, it's not. It's either knitting or compiling and editing. In this case, we're talking about knitting. So an ami, knitted, mono, for thing, is a knitting, an instance of something that is knitted. Knitted material, a crochet or knitting, is an amimono, a noun for something that is knitted. Amimono. Amimono is something knitted or crocheted. Amimono is something knitted, crocheted, or something made of knitted material. Amimono. Amimono is something knitted or crocheted. Let's go back to the top, make sure we've got all these in our brain for right now. We will make some flashcards and go over them later, which is where the real learning happens. Well, not really. It really happens later in immersion. But anyway, our first word was a vocation or life work, which is your tenshoku, or your work bestowed from heaven. Tenshoku is your vocation or your calling. Tenshoku. Noise, interference, static gossip, or irresponsible criticism is Zatsu, literally miscellaneous noise. Zatsu is static noise or bad gossip. A limit, bounds, or extent of something is its Kagiri, or noun for a limit or bound, used in several different ways. Awesome, incredible, or frightful, terrible, and horrible is mono sugoi. Mono on the left side for something, and sugoi on the right side for incredible. Mono sugoi. Next we have to lend, to loan, or to let out on hire is kashidasu. Not much different from kasu, to lend out, except that it's got dasu on the end. In English, same difference between to lend and to lend out, kashi and kashidasu. To serve or dish out something is moru, with our kanji for swelling up or kind of becoming full. Moru is to pile up, dish out, or to administer. A descent, fall, or drop is a kako. A descent is a descent, fall, drop, or decline. Statistics are tolke, to on the left side for overall or a relationship, and K on the right side for a schema of that relationship. To compare, to liken, to use a simile, or to use a metaphor is tatoeru from our kanji for an example. Tatoeru is to use simile, metaphor, or to compare. To send someone back home is Kayasu from our kanji for returning home, only to be used on people. Acceleration is kasokudo. Soku, adding of speed, and do for the amount or degree to which that speed is added, kasokudo. Finally, knitting or crocheting is amimono. Ami on the left side for knitting, and mono on the right side for a thing. Thanks for watching today, everybody. I hope you had a good Thursday and looking forward to Friday. Thanks for watching. どうもありがとうございました。